Hey up lads, Coach Sire. So we're going to dive straight in. We're going to talk about two things. Who should you ask fitness advice from? And I'll delve into why about that later. And also, we're going to talk about getting too serious and about people getting too neurotic when it comes to like fitness, nutrition, achieving results and stuff like that. So we're going to jump straight in. I was scrolling on Facebook earlier, looking at a fitness thread, and a guy was basically saying, usual questions, see it all the time. Guys, what's the best advice for, the best exercise for fat loss? I'm thinking of cardio with weights. And the thread was massive. It blew up. Lads were saying, you got to do weights, do compound movements, don't do bicep curls, don't do shoulder movements, don't do cardio. And then another guy was saying, cardio is the best. Another guy was saying, you need to do a split upper and lower body. Literally, I was getting confused, and I've been in this game for many years now. So if I was new and I was that guy asking advice in a general fitness thread, his mind right now is going to be blown. He basically didn't know where to start, and now he hasn't got a fucking clue what to do. The poor guy just looked bamboozled, and at the end he was like, yeah, cheers guys. But there was so much different bits of conflicting information. Ironically, none of the information was bad. It was just confusing, and he didn't know what was best. But the best advice to offer anyone is you need to make sure you're in a calorie deficit. So put less food in your gob and move your body a bit more, and you'll start burning calories. It is as simple as that. So it doesn't matter if you did a 50-50 split or if you did cardio or whatever. As long as he's eating a few or less calories than is than is putting in his body, it's going to be absolutely fine. So the things that you do need to consider, however, is your previous exercise history. Has he been training for the past 12 years? Has he been not training for 12 years? Because going straight into like certain movements like compound moves, they might not be the best for him, depending on, is he carrying any injuries and stuff like that. What does he enjoy? How frequently can he exercise? So if he can only exercise twice a week, just going running, for example, like someone else was saying, might not be the best advice. And how much time has he got between sessions or to do sessions? So someone was telling him to do, compound movements, just do squat, bench and deadlift, which is like powerlifting moves. Like when I do squats, they could take me half an hour if you're doing, quite heavy weight, because this guy was telling him to go heavy. So that would confuse the hell out of him. And then he'd be like, shit, I've got 30 minutes and all I've done is squats. I've not achieved much. It's really important that you work the whole body. So there is so much to consider, lads, really. It's not just about what's best. You've got to consider all the factors. Now, unfortunately, the general public will not think like that. So if you was to ask me what is the best exercise for fat loss or whatever, or should I do a 50-50 split or cardio, I'm going to go back to this every time. So you're going to start hearing the same answer. There's a reason for that. I'm not going to blow an answer up or make it sound cool or give you a magic pill. You've got to make sure that you enjoy what you're doing and that you have energy balance. It's the same as what I just said at the start of the video. You've got to put less food in your mouth and you've got to move more. It's as simple as that. Most important thing is that you're enjoying it, okay? So enjoy what you're doing and focus on energy balance, calories in versus calories out. Don't ask the general public. It will blow your mind. It blew mine for sure. And seek a professional. Like, if you ask me the question, I'm not automatically going to say sign up to a 6-week program. I'll give our advice out and he can make his decision from there. But just ask someone that knows what they're doing. Don't ask general people that think they know what they're doing. Like, it's going to blow your mind, lads. Right. Also, try not to get too OCD and too neurotic. What I'm finding, we run a men's only boot camp and a ladies only boot camp. And I find you chaps are super analytical. You're like analysing every little bit of detail and you're getting a bit too neurotic about it all. So a guy was asking me today, like, I want to work out my calories and I want to work out how many calories I'm burning during a run against how many calories he burns during a boot camp against how many calories he burns on a day off. And he wanted 3 different figures, so 3 different amounts of calories to eat. Basically, you're going to move the same amount through the week on an average basis, okay? So let's say you have a certain amount of calories that you've got to eat in a week. So you've got 16,000 calories a week. You're going to divide that into 7. The way you move, so how frequently you walk, how frequently you exercise, how much energy you spend, week by week is going to average out. So if you get an average amount of calories, again, let's say it's 16,000 calories, I want you to follow that for a whole 4 weeks. If you don't see any difference on the scales in your body shape, make a slight reduction to your calories. That's all you need to do. You do not need to analyze how much you're burning, calories in a particular session to offset how much you need to eat. The best app to track your calories is MyFitnessPal, but only use MyFitnessPal to track your calories. Do not listen to the numbers it gives you. It bases it on a super low numbers. You'll have blokes eating 1,400 calories a day and getting themselves ill from too much exercise and not enough calories. You want to find that sweet spot of calories where you're full and satisfied and you're feeling good and full of energy, but also you're getting fat loss as well. So like I said, if you don't find that right number in your 4 weeks, don't panic. You just need to make a slight reduction. Now, when working out your calories, there's great calorie calculators out there. There's one that I use that I feel that's really reliable and it's working really well. You basically stick your height, your age, how active you are. So like if you exercise twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week or whatever, you stick that in. So what we got: height, age, your weight in kilograms, how active you are. It punches out a number. You basically take 10 or 15% deficit from your maintenance calories, give that 4 weeks. If it's working, then you want to readjust it again, and that's as simple as that. If it's not working, bring it down. Done. You don't need to work out how many calories you're burning during a swim or a power walk or whatever. It's way too confusing, especially if you've got a full-time job, you've got kids, you're the provider for the house, you've got after-school clubs, and you're trying to fit in exercise and you're trying to work out how many calories you're burning whilst you're having a shit or whatever. It's just stupid, lads. So focus on your maintenance calories. Get a deficit on there, give it 4 weeks, see how it goes. If you don't see a difference, make a change. That's all you've got to do. But lads, stop being so neurotic and be careful who you ask your advice from, because you get some really shit advice. I mean, when I was reading that thread earlier, it was even almost confusing more. It wasn't confusing me, but I just know if I weren't clued up, I wouldn't have a clue what was going on. For now, bit of tip for you. Coach Si signing out.